A sudden, piercing sound echoes through the night, the calm quickly disrupted by a series of explosions near an Iranian military base. An unsettling prologue to a night of uncertainty and fear. The sleepy city of Isfahan jolted awake with the suddenness of the event, leaving its residents in shock and bewilderment. Iranian authorities, quick to respond, attribute the incident to drones intercepted by their air defenses. Yet, the aftermath leaves a trail of questions. In the wake of these unexpected events, a familiar name surfaces as a possible provocateur: Israel. Rewind to a few days prior. Israel, aggrieved by an earlier Iranian attack, promises a firm response. The landscape of the international community was riddled with tension. Iran had carried out an attack, the details of which were a cause for concern, not only for Israel, but for the entire world. Israel, on the receiving end of this aggression, pledged retaliation. This vow was not taken lightly by the international community. The G7, a group of 7 of the world's largest so-called advanced economies, called for calm and de-escalation. The United States, often seen as a key player in such scenarios, emphasized their desire for peace, denying any involvement in offensive operations in Iran. Speculations were rife. Would Israel carry out its vow? And if so, what would be the nature of this retaliation? Would it escalate into a full-blown conflict, or would diplomacy prevail? The world was left in a state of anticipation, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And then it happened. Explosions echoed across Isfahan, Iran, near a military base. The impact was far-reaching, causing not just physical damage, but also shaking the very foundations of regional security. The international community held its breath as the shock waves from the explosions extended far beyond the immediate vicinity of the military base, reaching the corners of the globe. As the world watched, bracing for a response, the explosions near the Iranian military base sent shockwaves far beyond its physical reach. The aftermath had begun, and it was clear that the consequences of this vow and its fulfillment would be felt for a long time to come. The aftermath of the explosions was felt far and wide. The shockwaves, both literal and metaphorical, spread across the region, shaking the very foundations of the cities, the nations, and their people. The city of Isfahan, once bustling with life, found itself in the eye of the storm. The echoes of the blast not only reverberated through its ancient streets, but also within the hearts of its inhabitants. In the immediate aftermath, people's lives were turned upside down. Everyday routines were disrupted, replaced by a palpable anxiety and a heightened sense of alertness. The Iranian authorities were quick to respond, dispatching emergency services to the affected areas, ensuring the safety of their citizens, and restoring some semblance of normality in the face of chaos. But not all areas were affected equally. While the city center bore the brunt of the impact, the outskirts and the rural areas surrounding Isfahan remained relatively unscathed. Life in these areas continued, albeit with an undercurrent of unease. In the face of adversity, the Iranian people showed remarkable resilience. They banded together, providing support and solace to each other, transforming this incident from a moment of fear into a testament of their indomitable spirit. The Iranian authorities, meanwhile, took swift action. The air defenses were tightened, security was beefed up, and efforts were made to assuage the fears of the people. Investigations were launched to get to the root of the incident and prevent any such occurrences in the future. While the physical damages were contained, the psychological and political repercussions have only begun to unfold. The echoes of the blast, though silent now, continue to resonate, shaping the narrative of this incident and its implications on the geopolitical stage. In the wake of these events, a question looms large: what now? As we pick up the pieces, the world watches with bated breath. Iran and Israel, two nations at the heart of this incident, now face a critical juncture. Will they choose to escalate, or will they choose to engage in dialogue? Iran, having experienced the shock of the attack, may feel compelled to respond. Yet in doing so, it risks escalating the situation further. On the other hand, Israel, having made its point, could now extend an olive branch, setting the stage for negotiations. The international community, including the G7 and the United States, must play a crucial role in this situation. Their task is to encourage dialogue to ensure that the flames of this incident do not fan into a full-blown conflict. The need for peaceful dialogue and de-escalation has never been more apparent. It's a road less traveled, yes, but it's a road we must take, for the sake of regional security, for the sake of the people who call these nations home. As we grapple with the possibility of escalating tensions, one must ask, is the path of retaliation the only way forward, or can we hope for a resolution through dialogue?